Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have an influx of masculine energy coming in right now. Okay? So I just posted a message, or I just posted a reading about a message from Sacred Masculine. This is another one. This is another message. This is another message from masculine energy. Thank you. Here and now. It's number 32, which is the number 5 card. There's something is changing right now. Something is shifting. But he's sitting still right now. He's sitting still. Learning how to sit still, learning how to be patient. And it says you are here. It says you are here, and there's all these hearts around there too. So it feels like he's trying to make sense of, like you're in his heart. You're in his heart, and he's just sitting still with that. Just allowing it, just allowing whatever comes along with that. There's really positive things that come along with the feeling of you there, and there's some uneasy things that he's trying to feel through, that he's trying to understand. Something is making him feel uneasy, and he's just sitting with it. Round and round. It's number 25 card. It's number 7. 7's been coming up a lot lately too. Round and round. Is it the same cycle coming back around again? Is it the same energy? It's like he's opening some kind of portal. It's like he's sitting still, opening some kind of portal. Here's somebody that I used to know. For some of you, this is someone from the past. You're just somebody that I used to know. You're just somebody that I used to know. So for some of you, this is someone from the past who you're thinking of right now that is really sitting in the middle of you've come back into their awareness, their thoughts for some reason, or and they're sitting with, it doesn't make sense. There's something about it that there's some kind of closure that needs to happen. There's some kind of closure, some kind of balancing that needs to happen. And he's kind of sitting with, he's going around and around in his mind. Going around and around. He's sitting with it. He's not stuck, but he's being present with, why is she on my mind? Why is she on my mind? Or he, take it however it resonates for you. Why is she on my mind? She's on my mind. But it's also, this kind of winds down into the third eye too. So it's like he knows that there's some sort of meaning behind it. There's some sort of reason for it, but he's trying not to turn it. It gets a little bit stuck in the ego mind about connected to who you used to be. He's stuck in the energy of seeing you as you used to be. And yet he knows that there's more there. There's something else there though. Why is that coming back into my field right now? Or, what is it that I'm not seeing intuitively? It's like he's coming more into his intuitive energy, and he's trying to figure a little bit too much. He's trying to figure a little too much. But it's like a cycle has come back around for him too. No place like home. Again, the number 5 card. So part of what keeps him in the middle of this and keeps him moving it around in his head, it's almost like you've come back into his thoughts and he's like, okay, now I'm back in this place again. Why is that? What is it about her that I can't stop thinking about, or I go through these cycles of thinking about it again, or thinking about her, or thinking about the connection, or thinking about, something there. There is this energy that he felt with you that felt like home. There's something about missing home. There is no place like the energy of someone who just gets you. Someone who there is this undeniable connection with, some sort of the idea or the energy of soulmate, and just there's something that he's searching for. He's searching for his home. He's looking for his home, and he remembers feeling how open he was able to be with you, and how that really felt like coming home. That's what he's missing in his life. He's missing the energy of home, and he kind of has it attached to you. You feel like home to him. I just had deja vu. And so now he's at a fork in the road. Now he's looking at things like, what do I do with all of that, though? What do I do with that? And it's sitting right underneath of the here and now card. Sitting right underneath, sitting in the middle of this kind of, it's brought him to an impasse almost. It's meant to. You coming back into his thoughts and into his field is meant to show him something about the way his life is going right now and the choices that he's made. And whether that means he turns towards you or he turns, you can see all the arrows. Do I go towards the past? Do I go towards the future? This one, past or future? All of those arrows, all of those wood posts. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? Does that mean I'm supposed to do this or make this change or make this shift? He's like standing still in the middle of this and really looking at the way that his life is going. Some of the choices that he's made in his life have brought him to an impasse because he's been hiding from the energy of home. He's been hiding from his home. He's been hiding from his home. For some of you, literally, this person is not wanting to be at home because there is another relationship there, or he's feeling the urge to move, or there's some kind of unrest at home. That's what I'm hearing. It's meant to show him the ground that, this is the number 4 card. The life that he's built for himself, this structure, this stability, and this illusion of stability really is what I hear. He's at a fork in the road looking at why he's built things the way that he's built things, and the fact that he does not feel at home in his own life. How has he gotten to that point? How did I get here? Truth be told, so again, the number 5 card, there's some kind of truth that he's not speaking about, something in his heart, something on his heart, something. And again, this is going back to this number 5 card where you're in his heart. You are here and he's trying to make sense of that. What does that mean for me? Does that mean that she is part of my future? Does that mean that he's trying to figure it? Like I said, he's trying to figure it out so much and he's not allowing himself to feel into that. Maybe it's just that you were implanted there. You were a seed that was planted there in his life to show him how much better it feels to just be himself. And part of what he has not been doing in his life is being his authentic self. You were meant to show him that. So you're on his mind because he's put the energy of that on you. But what he's going to realize is the depth of the love that he has for himself. You're going to mirror that back to him because the way that you saw him, nobody else saw him that way. Or it's a mirror for him. He never saw himself that way. But he's accessing a different level of his heart right now. And it's like he's opened up more space in his heart, and he realizes that you are there. You're in there. And just telling himself the truth of that may be enough to free him from whatever illusions he's hiding behind, or whatever kind of life that he's built that he was hiding behind. Beyond that, there can't be any expectations connected to that. Like, it can't be that she's in my heart, and so this way of being or this person is not for me. That can't be the reason. It's like that's what he's looking at. He won't allow that to be the reason that he makes a shift or a change in his life. And that is very sacred energy. That is very connected to himself. He knows that it's something beyond that. It's something about him that he needs to change. It's not about anybody else. And he would never put that on something else. Like, it's not that I have this person in my heart. It's just that this person and I have always been missing something with each other. We just have. And I haven't been facing that. And I thought that it was okay. I thought that it was enough. I thought that what we had was enough. But he's at this point where, is it enough? Is it enough? Is he able to be as much himself as he wants to be? What he experienced when he was with you is evidence that there is more to him. That is he's able to express, that he's wanting to express, that he's wanting to just be in. Yeah. Yeah. Yin. So getting in touch with his energy, getting in touch with his feminine energy, the feminine energy coming in, this yin, feels like this yin cycle. So the feminine energy has come in to, he's coming more into his emotions, more into allowing himself to break down his own walls and look past the illusions, look more into his intuition. He really is leaning a lot more intuition. We've got this round and round card here where it's coming down here in the third eye. This yin energy and his heart, real, like that's masculine energy too, but allowing the flow of that and allowing yourself to access sacred heart energy is a result of the feminine being more anchored on the planet right now. And so he's starting to come more into feminine energy and flow and intuition and really listening to his gut. You planted the seed for him for that. Trusting your intuition, not wavering on that. You've exampled that to him. You planted the seed of that for him when you guys were together, or through the journey that you have had, or the way that he sees you. He's taken that from you. Not taken it from you, but learned that from you. That seed was planted for him. It's like that seed now is blooming that you planted there about authenticity and this knowing, this inner knowing, overriding the brain, the ego brain. Yeah, there's big changes happening with this person. This is the number 10 card. So this is like a total rebirth. And like I was saying, the seeds are planting. It's now breaking the surface. And, the meaning of you in his life is starting to bloom right now. It's starting to become clearer. So whether that's that he starts moving in your direction, or he just moves more in the direction of more alignment with who he is and the depth of his heart, and allowing whatever to be led to him, that's to be seen. It is to be seen. Right now, we're just talking about right now, like where he is right now, and he's just being still. He's considering. He's really opening his eyes a little bit. He's going through a little bit of a third eye awakening. That's the feminine third eye awakening. So take this as it resonates for you too, because when I say when I say masculine energy, that's within you too. So all of this could apply to you. It could be just about you. But it's, everyone is our reflection too. So what's happening within here, we're going to see on the outside too. So, it could be happening with an actual person too. Chaos and conflict, number 33 card. So it feels like the chaos and conflict, literally the conflict that's happening in the world right now, has stirred up this this conflict and this imbalance and this unknowing in his life. It's meant to do that. It's meant to remove any kind of distortions and emotional unavailability that they would protect themselves behind, the pattern of that from their whole lives. So it's been stirred up. It's been stirred up by what's happening in the universe right now. There's a purpose to that. There's a purpose to everything that's going on out there. It's going to purge on an individual level a lot of things for removing distorted masculine energy. Okay, a lot of that is happening. And in this card too, there's another card in this deck that is called A Change in the Wind, and it is a zebra on there. So, and you can see that this giraffe is starting to the debris, the layer of skin, the illusion that this animal is a giraffe is being peeled away. Illusions are being peeled away, and the truth of who we are underneath of things is starting to come to light. A lot of truth is coming to light, and it's being represented in the world. But for this person individually, and for you, there's a lot that's happening. There's a lot of change that's happening. So that other card, the change in the wind, is a zebra that's on that. It feels like that those winds are stirring right now, and it's peeling away anything that is not the truth. Anything that's not the truth out there. The truth is coming to light, and it's bringing to light the truth of us. Anything that is not that is being brought to our face and saying, is that you, though? Is that you, or is it someone else's energy? Is that you, or is that someone else's belief system? Or is that your old way of believing that this is what I need for security? This is what I need for stability. This is what you do. You get into a relationship, you get married, you have kids, happily ever after, blah, 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 blah. A lot of that is being stripped away. Okay? And so much of it is he's leaning into this definitely intuitive energy. The number 8 is a very powerful number. It's the energy of coming into alignment with the universe and allowing a more co-creative process. He's really looking at and examining these stars and looking at which one is the brightest, which one feels the brightest. Her eyes are covered. Her eyes are covered. She can't see it, but she can feel it. She can feel it. So he's leaning more into feeling underneath of it and not so much logical brain. How's my star? How's my star reflected? And where do I shine the brightest? He's looking at his life and really understanding that kind of balance with what you put out and what comes back, and like what the reflection of your light is. He's really wanting more. Okay. Wanting more light, comfort, brightness. That's what I hear. This is on the bottom of the deck. Serendipity. Number 9. So much closer. It's going from the 8 to the 9, leaning more into the everything is happening. There's a lot of things happening around here that I don't quite understand, but I like the way that it feels. I like letting go of control sometimes, and it feels good to do that. To, people look at fate and what their understanding of that was and how things are meant to be. And things do happen for a reason, he's saying. He started to see that more clearly, that everything really does happen for a reason. And it's no coincidence that this person got in touch with me or called me when I was having this issue over here. It's meant to show me something. Everything happens for a reason. What is that reason? And when he surrenders to that and leans into that and feels into it, things feel better. Things are starting to feel better and feel more aligned and feel more like there's more ease in that. And it feels better to go with that way of thinking and that energy of flow and momentum. It feels too like a little bit like with that, the energy of law of attraction. There's for some of them, for whoever this is, or for you, leaning more into the knowledge and understanding of law of attraction and how that works, and kind of experimenting with it and getting to know it, and really leaning into vibration and what you can bring into your field. And Alchemy 2112, again on the recording. I've seen that in a couple of my last readings, and it was the time of day that I was born. So this rebirth into the way of seeing the world and the way that you interact with the world, how your energy and vibration interacts with the world. It feels like this person is really starting to learn about law of attraction, and likes what he sees so far, and is really resonating with how much better that feels. And so is exploring the law of attraction when it comes to the things in his life that he's unhappy with, and how he's attracted that in himself. How did that come to fruition, and why does it look like that, and why does it feel uncomfortable? So law of attraction, if I made that happen, where does that come from? That's a pattern. That's happened a lot to me in my life, actually. That's not a coincidence. So that's coming from within me. So I did that. I set that up. And why is that? It's because of fear. It's because of, that looks just like the energy or the connection that I have with my mother. And what is it that I'm looking for? Am I looking for a mother in a partnership? Is that what I want in a partnership? Because I didn't have my mother in my home life when I was younger. I've always been searching for the mother energy because that's what I associate with home, because that's what feels like home to me, because I never had that in my home, and I think that that's what that feels like. It feels like that's kind of the situation that this person has set up for themselves. I always end up with someone who acts like my mother, and I don't like that. Why is that? Why do I do that? Because he's looking for a mother. And it's this realization that he doesn't want a mother. He wants that feeling of home. Did not come from you. You let him be who he was and loved him just for who he was. You looked at him and saw him for who he was and accepted him as he was. That felt like home. That felt really, really like him being himself, being allowed to be himself and to be emotional, to be expressive, was him feeling at home. That's the depth of him. And so it's like this realization that I don't feel at home right now because I have found this mothering energy that reflects his mother that did not get him or did not see him. And so he's looking at how he got to that point and taking ownership for it, sitting in the middle of that. And it's really beautiful because he's doing all of that from a heart space. He's doing all of that. Your existence. For some of you, it's just like you sent a message, or you got in touch with them, or they came across a picture of you or something. It's just like something little triggered that and made him realize that you're still in there somewhere. And so it's meant for his expansion. That was on the bottom of the deck too. The serendipity was on the bottom of the deck. That's what's holding this up. The the push and the move towards just more happiness, more joy, more living right now. And living our best life now. Living our most authentic selves now. He's just like, I want to live now. I want to live now. I want to love now. I want to have... Am I happy with where I am right now? Am I happy or am I just settled? Am I just settled? Is it just good enough? Some kind of doubt that's creeping in there for him. Okay? All right. It feels like all the message. No. Yeah, it feels like all the message. No, there's another message. Sorry. It's like one last thing. He wants to say something. He wants to say something else. He wants me to read this from the book. It's chop wood. Chop wood, carry water. Chop wood, carry water. It's the number 6 card. Can I get a clarifier for the chop wood card? The devil. I just heard the devil's in the details. The devil's in the details. The devil is in the some kind of addictive energy that's there. These details too. Okay, the devil is in the details. It's like his energy has always been and used to be like, I need to know the plan. I have to plan things out. I have to map it out. It needs to make sense. I need to have it planned out. And there is this codependency to needing things to be, needing to see the plan. And knowing that there is this, there's stability in the plan. That's what I hear. In what he thought the plan was. The plan for your life is get in a relationship, get married, have kids, maybe have kids. But it's the getting married that feels stable. It's like the devil is in the details. The devil, there's this energy in him that there's something in the plan, something that he's always known, something that he's always known about his life. This is not quite making sense with where he is right now. Like, I always knew that I would get married 4 times, but he's only on his 3rd marriage right now. This is someone that I know specifically, and they're bringing that up as an example. But like, that's the kind of thing as an example that they're talking about, that there's something that's not quite adding up with his life right now. And he's just always had this feeling, this knowing, and he's told his mother that. I told my mother, I knew I was going to get married 4 times. And so the devil is in the details. His doubt, this thing being shaken up for him right now is in those details. He's going about his everyday life, and he thinks he's content, he's happy, he's not completely unhappy, but there's this thing. It doesn't quite feel at home. It doesn't quite feel settled. He has settled, but he doesn't quite feel settled in his home. And so the devil is in the details. There's some kind of unfinished business. There's something still left to be understood. There's some kind of closure that hasn't happened, or some kind of understanding. There's some kind of secret, some kind of understanding that just leaves him feeling like, just don't know though. Okay, on the bottom of this deck is the Star card. Healing and wishes and dreams being fulfilled. Understanding manifestation and law of attraction. If I am attracting all the things that I want, he's healing the parts of himself that don't feel that they deserve everything. That it's just enough, but it's not everything. But does that make me selfish? And leaning into putting as much into his vortex as he can, and allowing himself to open up and receive all of that. Not just some of it, not just certain aspects of it, but all of it. That's on the bottom of the deck. That's what's holding this up. So there's big healing happening here. There's big healing that your energy, just the awareness of you, this is the seed that you planted in his realm, in his life, is opening up for him, whether anything comes from you guys or not. Be grateful for that. Lean into the energy of that and your power, the role of you in people's lives, what you do to awaken, to stir their soul. You are that powerful. You are that person that stirs people's souls. So don't doubt that about yourself, okay? Whether anything, no expectations, whether anything comes from it or not. And they played that role in your life too. They planted those seeds for you too. So flip this whole thing around if you need to. Flip this whole thing around. Why is this person coming back into my awareness? Why are they coming back into my awareness? They are meant to show you something about the life that you have built for yourself right now. And what kind of shift is coming up? What kind of heart-based decisions are coming up? And flip all of this around. Instead of me saying him, take that back into yourself and apply it to you. And look and see, why is this other person, why am I thinking about them? Or why did they text me randomly? Or whatever it is. It's meant to show you something. Some of the seeds that they planted are starting to bloom, and they are blooming from the energy that they planted here for your growth, for you to really lean into and learn how to accept all the things that you want. You can have everything that you want. You can have all of it. You can have all of it. If we just get into the alignment of receiving, get into the receiving mode. Abraham Hicks, start listening to that, and start getting into the flow of, for a lot of you, it's really looking into law of attraction. Okay, this is really beautiful. This is really energized. It was very still and very soft. That here and now card was very soft. It was very calm. It was very peaceful. It was very contemplative. That's what the energy is here. That's what it is today. Really, is very just kind of absorbing, just sitting and absorbing, and trying not to think it to death. Accepting in, receiving the information, and then trying to detach from it. Okay? All right, guys. I love you. Talk to you soon.